Sorry.
Okay lah.
Sorry,
Yeah, balance.
because
So have
I
you
find
checked
some
your
light sekejap.
line or not?
Itulah.
Okay.
Because I
Okay,
tak
let's
nampak.
go.
Okay.
Let's not.
Okay, let's go.
We are on a very,
I'm
very
sorry because
serious topic.
the line here is not so good due to the raining here. It's actually almost a very heavy rain.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's go. Let's
Okay.
go.
Let's go. Okay. I purposely asked you to conduct this talk because of the higher cases of the suicidals, and also people are like have a mental illness. It's a very serious issue. So
Okay.
basically I just want to, I have a few list of questions here. So one of them, okay, let me start with okay, everyone who is following this, I think most of you who follow Shaida, I know her as Intan. Maybe you guys know that her expertise is in this EQ, NLP, and things, things to do with emotions, and how calm she is when she's having this kind of situation and things like that. So I personally think that she is the one who should be she is the one that I think I prefer to talk, to have this kind of session for this mental illness and the health issue. Okay. The first question that I personally want to ask you, what is actually uh, mental health, mental illness in your perspective, because if doctors, they have a different kind of definitions, and maybe to non-medical they have a different kind of definitions. So could you explain to me further
Okay.
to us?
So when
Okay.
we talk about mental health, how do we see someone who's mentally healthy? Is the ability to cope with stressful situation, ability to cope with crisis, changes, adversity. Okay, and the person is able to see his or her ability to cope with the stress or adversity or whatever that's happening, and usually we're talking about crisis like what we're facing now, and then uh, and using that ability to continue to be productive. They can continue to make rational decision, okay, and at the same time are able to be in contribution to the community, meaning they can perform at work despite going through challenges like what we're going through now. There's a lot of uncertainty, changes, work from home and lockdown, you name it. But someone who's mentally healthy, they are able to function, they're able to perform their tasks, they're able to think rationally, and they are able to make rational decision in this scenario. Okay, so that is what we consider someone who's mentally healthy.
So when someone is not mentally healthy, it will be like adverse to that, right?
Yes,
Do you
totally
think
the
that
opposite.
Financial is part of the reason why people are like getting stressed and have this kind of mental issue? I think this is actually one of the main reason.
Yeah, absolutely. So if we look at the hierarchy of Maslow hierarchy of motivation, so for everyone, the basic level, everybody wants security. And in the world that we live in today, security means you have roof, a roof on your head, you can sleep at night, you have food on the table, you have in today's world you have money to pay the rent, to pay the bill, to pay electricity, water. These are very, very basic. And to add on, knowing that there's income coming. Yeah. So
Yeah.
so if we get into a state of, oh my God, there's no income, or we get a state of, oh, alamak, I don't know whether I'm going to get income in future, next week, will I get paid? Will I still have my job? Then definitely it will have impact to our mental health. That definitely will trigger, our state of mind and emotion. Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
So finance is very, very basic. So the thing with what we're going through right now is, you see with the Bendera Putih, with the White Flag Initiative,
Yeah.
right? The first thing that people address is food, because that's a basic
Yeah.
necessity. And sadly, just after that initiative been announced for 2-3 days, we've been hearing stories like, some people went and sent help, and only to discover
Mm.
that people have not eaten, you know,
Mm.
uh, for real, like really
Mm.
no food. Yeah. So this is the very basic: money, food, roof, to sleep at night. That's very basic.
Yes,
So
because you
it's
know
all.
why? Mm. I think that makes sense because food, place to stay.
Yes,
You must have money, right?
yes,
You must have
yes,
income.
yes,
So your
yes,
basic needs is not fulfilled if the basic things, money, your money is not there. You
yes.
cannot earn. You don't have income. Something like that. So, I think what what do you think? What do you think? How to overcome this kind of problem, and how
Okay,
to help this kind of people,
okay,
and do you have that the pre symptom of the mental illness, middle
okay,
symptoms, or later the later stage. I think the later stage, the worst stage is suicide, or maybe they kill somebody else, or they become so so angry and frustrated of anything that is not rational. I think they are not rational, something like that. So can you actually list what are the symptoms that usually pre to the mental illness? What are their symptoms?
okay. So the easiest to see is the physical symptoms of stress. So example, cannot sleep at night. There's
Hmm.
change in your mood. Yeah, sometimes mood or emotion. There are people who just don't take notice of their mood, or they like to just suppress or brush it away. It's like, or like, sorry about that. Or they
Okay.
can brush it aside. They can just
Hmm.
brush it aside, and thinking that, okay, that doesn't matter, but it will still manifest in physical. Like you cannot sleep at night. Uh, and if you go to the doctors, the medical doctors can see that. Yeah. So things like too much of smoking. Some people will resort to alcohol. uh, the easiest to see is, these physical symptoms that you don't know where did it come from. Yeah. So one of the common one is inability to sleep. Okay, cannot sleep at night. You cannot focus. We cannot make decisions. Sometimes we get forgetful. Uh, and the most worrying of all is actually, we got to understand that once we are hit by stress, we are actually experiencing a high intense emotion. So our emotions are like, like temperature. It
Mm.
has an intensity. So if, for
Yes.
example, I said, let's say if I say I'm sad, I can actually give a number. Uh, 1 or 2 is just a little sad. 5 is pretty sad. Eight,
Mm.
9, 10 is very, very, very sad. So it has a scale. Yes. Same goes with angry. I think angry is the
Mm.
easiest to demonstrate. Like if you're annoyed with someone, you can just, I'm annoyed, but I can brush it off. Or sometimes you go,
Mm.
I'm so annoyed, I'm gonna attack this person. Sometimes you get
Yeah.
very, very angry. It's called rage. That's level 8, 9, 10. So rage is where people can just lose their rational thinking and they can kill somebody. So that's the scale of emotion. So when we are going through stress, usually our emotions are at the higher scale. And what happens when it's at the higher scale? Some part of our brain, we have that limbic brain that produces the chemical on emotion, yeah. So that usually, when we are calm, let's say our emotion is at level 2 or 3, we are relaxed, that chemical like speaks to our rational brain, our frontal cortex. So we can make decision. Do I do this or do I do that? What do I say? What, how do I make decision? Okay, you can calculate, you can look for solution. Okay, but when your intensity or emotion gets higher, our chemical reaction, our limbic brain goes straight to what we call the dinosaur brain. This part of the brain that gives that fight, flight, or freeze reaction. So fight meaning, fight is if you imagine fight, right? People get into fight, they're very, very angry, but we also want to know that they're not rational. If you remember the road rage not too long ago at Plus Highway, people they got road rage, they were chasing each other, and then there's so that means the level of anger is very high, and when they got into all those action, it's no longer rational. It's they have no time to like, should I do this? No time.
They
like
don't. There's no rational of thinking.
There's no
What
rational,
is it okay? Is it not okay?
Yes.
But that will be something that they hurt some other people. But what is actually happening now is like I think there are few, and I think about 200 plus, right? Suicide case. So in suicide case, they don't outrage to people. They don't actually angry or just angry with other people, but they kill themselves. So this type of mental illness is like what do you think? What kind of rage is that? What kind of rage is that?
Right. So I wouldn't, because I'm not a psychiatrist, so I wouldn't, I cannot classify that as illness or whatever, but I can explain what they are feeling. Yeah. So the feeling is helplessness, feel helpless, or hopelessness. The feeling of there's no more hope. No more hope. So this comes from that feeling very sad. I'm very sad, I lost my income. I'm very stressed out. I don't see any way out. So the feeling just accumulate and it just get more intense and more intense until it comes to, at the very high intensity, it becomes, I feel hopeless. Hopeless that I don't see any way that I can get out of this. Yeah. And it's definitely not a rational decision. So this is where, as a member of a community, we need to learn this. We need to be prepared to support our friends and family before they get to that level. Yeah. So I'm going to share with you what to look out for. Yeah. So if you are already experiencing this, cannot sleep at night and you cannot focus, this prolonged worry or prolonged sadness or prolonged helplessness, this is I got this from a clinical psychologist. I asked her, what's the definition of depression? How do we know someone who needs to get professional help? She said it's that feeling of helplessness for 14 days in a row. So that means for 2 weeks. Yes, it's a prolonged. It's, you and I have watched movie and we have experienced that sadness, right? And we can only take it for a short while, but for people who are depressed, okay, I'm going to quote the clinical psychologist, her name is Farah Putri Negara. I saw her on my IG last year. She said, the feeling of sadness is equivalent of that sadness of a child who lost the mom. That kind of sadness. It's high intensity and that for a long period. So that's a sign that they need to get professional help. Okay, so this afternoon, what we're gonna do in this video, we wanna remind people that don't wait until 14 days.
Yes.
If you've been feeling
Yes.
that 2-3 days, pick up the phone, send a message. Send a message to a friend. Hey, I'm sending a white flag. This is
Yeah.
a white flag message. I need to talk to someone.
Yes.
Right?
What I can see
So
is actually there's two types, right? Two types. They will be anger, and one of these one of them is, I mean, one is anger, and one is actually lonely and sadness because of loneliness. Is it
sad,
right?
helpless,
Hmm.
hopeless. Yeah. And usually with finance, okay, there'll be many mixed feelings. Yeah. Sometimes
Mm.
it's like this. If if it happens to a man, yeah. So because I saw some stories last year, the husband lost his job, but
Okay.
not able to tell the wife. So he actually went out every single day that he lost his job, but he went out nevertheless, so that the wife didn't know that he lost the job, and then he actually went out and applied for jobs. Okay, so there's this fear of, I don't want to look that I'm not capable. So these are the things that's causing people, it's hard to experience the emotions. Yeah. And that makes it even more challenging, because in society we have all kinds of definition. The society say, hey, if you're a man, you're supposed to solve a problem. If you're the husband, you're responsible to, take care. But at times like this, we will hear a lot of stories that the
Mm.
head of the family, are not able to provide food on the table. And this is the hardest. I think the hardest hit will be this. And
Yep.
especially if you're the sole breadwinner. So we
Yep.
really got to be ready, as a member of community, be ready, uh, not apart from food, okay? So if we send food, okay, have a chat with them, ask about their
Yeah.
well-being, or anything else that need help and all that, and be ready to listen. Be ready to listen, yeah? So what we can do as public is we need to equip ourselves with the ability to listen. And how do we listen is listening without judgment. So listening without
Yeah.
judgment will look like this. So if somebody call you, say, hey, this is a SOS, I need to talk to someone. I'm
Mm.
okay. So you pick up the phone and listen. I'm feeling very stressed. I don't know this, da 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 da. So a listener without judgment will just go and listen. Uh-huh. Okay. 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 So what else do you feel? Okay. Okay. That's it. Okay. Don't go, and this is not the time to give a long preach. Yada yada. Because it's not. It's really not the time. Yeah. Because what they need is someone to listen to them. And take this, yeah. The act of them talking to you, okay, let's say if their emotion is at level 7 or 8, just
Mm.
by talking to you and you are listening, no solution, no solution, no preach. You just go, I'm listening, okay, I'm listening. Their emotion, if they are at 7 or 8, it will go down. It will go down.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. I
Just,
understand that
just,
because
yeah. So just the
yeah.
act of being able to let
Listen.
them, yes,
Let
yes.
them talk.
Yes. So this is what we're talking about. Like, what else is white flag? Yeah. So we have a lot of the food supplies, the food box at all the
Food
Shell
bank.
station, Petronas station, and all the activities. I have to really hats off to them that they're really going all out and helping people in need. Yeah. So what are the rest of us can do? If you're not able to go out and prepare food box, you can always donate to the NGOs. Other than that, have your phone ready and check on your friend. Hey, if I haven't heard from you for a long while, just
Mm.
wondering how are you doing? And
Mm.
if you have anything, I'm just a phone call away. I'm ready to listen. That's it.
How about you, Intan? Have you ever faced this kind of mental illness, friends or family, that, and how you how do you actually solve? I mean, maybe we cannot actually help them by solving, but at least is their problem a little bit, or maybe.
I do have my late uncle back in
Mm.
the 90s, yeah, um, had a mental health issue, yeah, but the whole family didn't know what to do. So it was
Mm.
my mom and dad who took him uh, and get professional help, and then
Mm.
actually got himself a hostel where there's a psychiatrist who come in and visit, is under medication, under professional care, yeah, so that
Mm.
you don't find him, walking around the streets and all that. So they did that, yeah. So the key in handling family members who are having this challenge right now
Mm.
is to have that compassion, to have that
Yeah.
empathy. So let me explain what empathy and compassion means.
Mm.
Empathy means you understand what they're thinking. That's
Okay.
cognitive empathy. Number two, emotional empathy. You understand how they feel. Okay. Now, if it's like so difficult for you to understand, at least you could have compassion. Compassion is like you try to understand, but even if you don't understand, you take action and do something.
Mm.
Uh,
Okay.
uh, let's say mental health. Oh, I don't know if I can. I don't know. I don't think I can handle it. I don't think I can take the call and listen to this person
Okay.
ranting. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
what can you do? Can I call you a counselor? Can I get you professional help for you?
Mm.
You're taking action. Yeah,
Okay.
compassion is taking action. These are what
Mm.
all these activists are doing. They have, they are taking action. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, tak Nur? Okay.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah. And what was the reason he was in that state of condition actually? You never. I mean, you don't know. You don't know, is it actually the
Uh,
family didn't know?
okay. One of the things that we noticed was the mental health deteriorated after he lost his job.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, he started
That's
from
much
there.
more clearer. Mm.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It
But
it.
of course, when you speak to psychiatrists, because they are medical doctors,
Mm.
they are able to explain that, maybe some people, the biology of it, like not unable to produce
Yeah, yeah,
certain
yeah.
hormone.
Okay.
That's the job of psychiatrists. That's why they can
Mm.
prescribe drugs. Yeah. So
Okay.
this is where,
Understand.
this is where, only they can then assess. And if we as family member, there's nothing much that we can do. We can only help, okay, get professional help, arrange for other things. But the professional work on healing has to be passed to the professional mental health professionals. So they will know what to do. Therapy, medication, counseling, they will know.
Actually, what are the elements that okay, I think I'm not sure whether I am asking it again. Actually, the basic element that actually can contribute to your mental health is what? What
What
do
are
you
they?
think? You
Okay.
have to be, yes, you have to collect these things that to make sure that you are in the state of um fine mental health. I would say,
Okay.
yeah, fine mental health. Is it? I'm not sure the terms because I'm not a psychologist, but I think that is what people are. It's not ill mental, but it's actually healthy. So they can actually, there must be some core elements that contribute to our mental health, right?
Yes. Yes. Okay. They are, okay. If you talk about getting that well-being, of
Hmm.
course, there are five elements, which is our ability to handle our mental state,
Hmm.
emotional state. The third one is spiritual. The fourth one is social. The fifth
Okay.
one is physical. Right. So
Okay.
so the mental health professional will address the mental and emotional. Yeah. So
Yeah.
like For example, if let's say today I'm experiencing that I'm so stressed out and all that, I will talk to a counselor first. The counselor have a conversation with me, and the counselor will know how to have what kind of conversation to leave me better off. Like when I come in, I'm so stressed out, but when I leave the conversation, I'm much clearer and I feel much better. Okay, and then they will also do some assessment, maybe DAS assessment, then they will determine maybe I should refer you to a psychologist. So they will know. So they will take that through. Yeah? So this is advised by a medical doctor to me. At the same time, advise them to start with counselor. Then counselor will assess and see whether they need to see psychologists and psychiatrists. So the thing about mental health issue here today is we are not taught. Yeah, we are not equipped with the knowledge. It's not in the school syllabus.
Yes.
Anyway, school teach us how to handle our thoughts and emotion. No, and we have to learn it on our own. You know, we pick up from mom and dad. Oh, that's how my mom and dad cope, so that's how I'm going to do it. And then you look at your neighbor. So it's not taught. So that's why it's when we are facing all this, there's not enough help. Yeah, I think our KKM director, Ministry of Health director already mentioned that we don't have enough mental health professionals. The ratio of one mental health professional to how many patients, it's very, very low. So all of us actually need to step up. If not,
I think, is it because we take for granted that Malaysia didn't have that much of mental illness, patients, or because this illness cannot be seen, right? You cannot see that, okay, whether you are sakit, mental illness, you gila ke apa kan, we don't know, because maybe some of them are our friends, your friends, right? So what are your your tips to us, to handle our emotion, to handle our mental, and to solve at least a little bit, to solve what are our problems in our financial, something like that. So what is actually your suggestion?
Okay.
What are your suggestions?
So first thing first, learn how to handle our thoughts and emotion, learn to manage it, because our thoughts and emotion are like oxygen, You like it or not, you're breathing oxygen. You like it or not, you're feeling something. You like it or not, you're thinking about something, right? So how do you manage that? So this is one of the first basic knowledge that everybody has to know. Number two is to learn to acknowledge, and every emotion is actually valid. So let's say today I feel sad, or today I feel angry, acknowledge it. I'm angry. Yeah? So it's not wrong. We're not going to go into negative or positive because it's valid. So if somebody come to me, I feel like yada 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 yada, you say, okay, I'm listening to you, and it's valid. Okay, so validate all your emotions, because they're not wrong. There's no right or wrong emotion. Just acknowledge it that, okay, this is what I'm feeling. Okay, the next thing is to draw all judgment towards the emotion. So what's judgment? For example, so let's say I'm a boss at workplace. Okay, I have team members, and then suddenly I felt something. I feel like I'm not able to solve this. And then because I'm not able to solve something, I give that meaning that I'm such a lousy boss. Okay, I'm starting to judge myself based on how I feel. Okay, so if you ask me, the emotions are not wrong, but the meaning we give to our emotion is usually the one that is causing it to spiral. So imagine if I cannot solve problem, right? Say I'm at workplace, I'm a boss, I cannot solve it, I feel stuck, and then I start labeling myself, oh my god, I'm such a lousy manager, I'm so stupid, and it just intensifies that emotion of helplessness. I cannot solve this, and that's where it escalates. Okay, so we need to cut that labeling. So if you feel like, I can't solve this, okay, acknowledge it. And then from there, you
Don't judge yourself.
judge yourself. Yeah, don't.
Yeah.
We gotta stop this. Okay,
Okay.
that's why the society is very the society sometimes can be very judgmental because people are judgmental towards themselves. Okay, if people
Okay.
are not judgmental to themselves, they won't be judgmental towards others. So we always have to start with ourselves. So that's why I put in my IGs that I promote kindness and compassion. Actually, I'm talking about kindness to ourselves. So we need to learn to be kind to ourselves. If we cannot solve problem, okay, admit it, it's fine. Okay, tomorrow try again. Okay, okay. Why do we need to manage this? Is because remember I said if we manage it at this part, then it will spiral. Our emotion will spiral and then get more intense. The moment we get more intense, we cannot make decision. We cannot find a way out. We cannot solve problems because are no longer rational. So we need to learn to manage this so that we can continue to solve problems. So like today, a lot of people are losing their jobs, losing their income, right? So businesses, they gotta think, business owner, they gotta think quick. Okay, MCO, I cannot run. They have to like, okay, guys, tomorrow, team, here's what we do. We're gonna pivot our business. We're gonna do this. We're gonna sell something else. They need to be quick. But if they are caught in the emotion, the next day, okay, I don't know what to do. Next day, I don't know what to do. Next day, I don't know what to do. Right? Time is money. We cannot afford that downtime. That's why we need to learn to manage this while it's still at still at like first experience, second experience, first day, second day, okay. Find help. If you ask me today, last year I would talk about if it's 14 days of feeling of sadness and all that, and you cannot function, you cannot get out of bed, psychologist. And today I would say 2-3 days you feel like that, send us white flag message to your friend. Oh, hi, Big Daddy. That's my friend. So send a white flag message to your friend. So yesterday I got one and clearly stated, okay, what she's experiencing. So send that white flag message. Don't wait until it's prolonged. Yeah. And for the community is be ready for that. If you get a white flag message and it's not people asking for money, but they just need somebody to talk, somebody to listen to them. Be ready to listen without judgment. I'm here for you. I'm here to listen. I don't have a solution. The purpose of the listening is not necessarily to find solution. But after talking, if you find solution, that's bonus.
Yes.
That's bonus. Yeah.
We just need someone to talk, right? We just need someone to talk.
Yes,
And
because will help them to feel a lot calmer.
Okay.
That's why we're talking about what other support can we provide other than food box, right? Yes.
And other than that, you know that there are some NGOs and the NGOs and the communities that actually helping this kind of people. So do you have numbers or the channels that they can actually go?
Okay, look for Yayasan Health on World. They have psychosocial support. Yeah, so they have a few trained people who are trained by Dr. Sangeeta Kaur. She's a licensed counselor on how to receive calls. Yeah, so NGOs like Befrienders have been around for so long. Yeah, they're so experienced in picking up calls, distress calls. So these are all available, and I know why a lot of people are hesitant because people feel that asking for help is weak. Yeah, so I will just share with you one of my corporate client. Shared that the company actually take up a program where they make the counselors available But he said, but not many people take up and call. Then I asked, what's the definition? Has it been given a new meaning, Because traditionally, people have this perception that, in school, if you're a student, you have to meet the counselor, that means you're a troublemaker.
Yes.
Something wrong with you, right? So people
Yeah.
are afraid to call counselors. So today, we cannot afford to use that definition. Counselors are there ready to listen to you.
And now we used to label that those who's going for a psychiatrist, gila, crazy.
Yeah,
But
so we
it
don't
is
the
not
label.
true.
Yes,
Yeah.
OP. I see OP here. She called me auntie. Okay lah, auntie, so auntie lah. Shoot.
Right.
Ah,
So
that's right.
so what is actually what we should do now, other than us, our friends and people around us. Yeah, like you say, we have to get ready for the white flag message. And what are the things that we can actually do other than that? Because we some people are not going to tell you, are not going to talk to you, and we cannot force them to talk to us. So
Yes.
but we identified that they are having some problem. So how can we do, how
Yes.
can we do that? I mean, can we
Okay.
solve this kind of problem? Because I have some friends that I think they are having a problem, a financial problem, and I think they are in a mess. But of course, they are not going to tell me or tell our friends. Um, what do you think? What are the medium that we can actually tell them? Come on, talk to us, get some help, something like that.
Okay. I saw Sunita Phillips just joined. Hi, Sunita. Okay.
Hi, Sunit.
All right. So when we talk about white flag, yeah, SOS message, it takes a lot of courage for people to be vulnerable. It's a very vulnerable state to be. Vulnerable means you are like, okay, I'm all out here. Everybody can see my weakness. Yeah, it takes a lot of courage to send SOS message. So if you know anyone, what you can do is you can send a general message like, hey, if you yada yada yada, I'm here and ready for you. Okay. Make sure your message is friendly, non-judgmental, and tell them that you're ready to listen. That's it. Okay. But allow them to make that choice on when to talk to you, because you cannot force them out. Oh, tell me lah, what happened? It's hard for them to take. It's already very hard. It's already very difficult for them managing your emotion. So if we push them, it'll be even more difficult. So you have to allow that space. And if they say, I'm not ready to talk about it, it's okay. I'm just a phone call away. Yeah. And so
Okay, there's a question, from your
okay, as OP, there are many who feel overwhelmed with all that's going on socially, national scale, and globally. So they choose to block out their energy and focus internally. Okay, what would you say to them if they feel guilty
feeling
about doing
guilty.
so? Okay, all right. So yes, OP. Again, guilt can only come in based on the meaning we give. So if someone see that I'm going to block because it's very toxic, I don't want to see everything that social media, I don't want to know what's happening. If the person doing that block and he or she sees that being, I don't care about the society, then you start feeling guilty. But if he or she sees that I need to protect myself, I need to be mentally strong and emotionally strong so that I can come back stronger and be in contribution, then there's no need to feel guilty. It's called setting the boundaries. because
Yes.
contribution can only come from when you feel that you are full, you are okay, then that's the best time to contribute. Yeah. But having
Yeah.
said that, there are people, I remember last year, there are people that I know, when I ask how are they doing, they just say, okay, okay, not in deep trouble, but not fantastic, but they start contributing. They start
Okay.
doing, and I know it makes them feel better. So if it works for them, go ahead and do it. But if you feel that I'm not ready, I just want to block out, do that too. So you're being responsible because your mental health matters. So that's one
Yes.
way. Yeah, that's one way. And the question of feeling guilty do not have to come in if you don't judge yourself. Yeah, it's okay to set boundary. It's okay to take care of yourself. So when I teach people leadership, right, we always start with taking care of ourselves first, leading ourselves first, protecting our boundary. Then only we can lead others. Lead others
Yeah.
meaning we can bring contribution, we can get things that are outside of us, but we have to take care of ourselves internally first. I hope that answers
Okay.
the question, OP. Yeah, so talking about guilt. Yeah, okay.
There's one question from me. If yeah, I know that in every religion they have the kind of what we say faith, iman, faith.
Yes.
So they ask you to pray, and then solat, everything. Yes, we can actually do ask them to do that, but still some people take it wrongly, they say I pray but it doesn't work. So what you say for this type of people? I think they have already um went into one I should call it, is like their own uh their own world, which no one is actually going to listen to me, and God is actually angry with me, and nothing is actually matters anymore. The family is not working or something.
Yeah.
So what would you say? Is it okay to ask, hey, you pray lah, you pray, you doa. Is it okay? Atau you semayang, kena semayang itu, semayang ni. So is it I mean, we are not actually the expertise age, and it is
Yeah.
very sensitive issues, but what do you say? Do you have any comment on that?
Um, Recently there's a great video by this one Indian guy that
Mm,
demonstrate, if you semayang
yeah.
kat toko, will the food come in, instead if you
Mm,
put bendera, at least people will
mm, mm,
know,
mm.
people will know,
You are in
people will know,
trouble.
yeah, you're in trouble, so you're taking action,
uh,
yeah. So when it
mm,
comes to faith, I think every religion talks about faith, but faith must also come with action.
yes,
So
correct.
yeah, so the action is seek mental health professional. At the same time, pray. So do both. Do both, yeah. But don't
Yeah.
make it like oh, this is because you don't pray, this is because you're not being religious, yada yada
Yeah.
yada. Because we don't
Yes.
know. We don't know really. It's
Yes.
we really don't know. Okay, our
Yeah.
job is just to assist. I said, how
Mm.
can I help you?
You cannot,
Shall I?
uh,
Yeah,
yes, you cannot judge the person that you are like this or like that, or you are not
yeah,
religious enough. I think it's not.
yes,
Even the Islamic scholars also mentioned about this. You cannot ask these people to to have this kind of you have to solat, doa, and everything, but you forgot that you didn't actually help them, right? You have to help them in the terms of giving them motivation. You help them, maybe giving them money, or maybe help them in financially, or maybe food, like the food banks and everything. So I
yes.
think you cannot judge these people that they are not religious enough, they are not uh, thankful enough for whatever. and this is the punishment for them, or something like that. So I think that one is not fair. To me, it's not fair to say that, right?
Yeah. If they go to mental health professional, none of those will come out. None of those. Yeah, it's really a personal choice, yeah, because different people, everybody have their own faith and they do it differently. So it's not it's not for us to judge. Our job is just to support. How can I help you?
Yes, how can we help them?
Yeah. So ask them, how can I help you? And they will tell what they need. And the best assistance that we can give are the basic, yeah. For I think last year I spoke about, let's say if you have it's a friend but lives somewhere else. Say it's a mother with children, PDPR and all that, and have so stressed out, kids are still small, he has to do some work, da da da. So if you want to help, you can ask, okay, I'm going for grocery. If you pass me money, and shall I help you out with the grocery? At least you're not, these are the basic things, the things that other than mental and emotional state, you can help them. You will help them a lot. You will help them, less one thing to worry about. Let's say, I used to have small kids and being a mother, and then you have like so many on your head, so much things on your head space, so if you can help those little things, that is actually good enough. So check your neighbor. If you know your neighbor is having trouble, and you can help with those kind of things.
The solution is actually you cannot live alone, right? You have to seek for help. You have to have somebody. You have to have friends, family, either or. You have to have somebody else to help you out. You cannot live alone.
So two things. If we are the one experiencing this, know that there's help. You can start off with friends that you trust, and then go to professional help. Now, if you are friends or family or member of community and you're wondering, how can I help people who are mentally and emotionally affected? You can help with basic things like I mentioned. You help organize. Let's say it's in a neighborhood, and some family are finding it a little bit challenging. You can organize things like getting the grocery done and things like that. Plus, you can send that message that I'm here to listen if you wish to talk. Okay.
That's a question.
Yes.
There's one question. When they seek spiritual peace but can't attain it, does that mean something is lacking somewhere?
Now, to attain this wholeness in well-being does not actually just depend on spiritual. There's actually 5: mental, emotional, spiritual, social, as well as physical. So it has to be 5. So if we're just hoping on, I think this one will solve my problem, not enough. Not enough. Yeah. So what I want the public to know is that if I sit here, so it's not the fault of that, but we're probably lacking in balance. So it's not to be choose one or the other. I would recommend look at all 5. Look at all 5.
Because it's all in you, right?
Yes.
It's all in you. You have to attain that. The 5 elements there.
5 elements.
Okay. Any more questions? And anything else that you want to share before we end up this session, Intan?
I just wanna tell everyone else, especially Malaysians, because we are going through tough times. If you feel that you need to send a white flag message, do so. And by doing that, you're being responsible for yourself and your family. And if you, as a member of a community, receive white flag message, be ready to listen. Even you have no money to help. Maybe you yourself are a bit tight. Maybe you don't have money to help. You don't have other resources to help. I don't know how to solve the problem. Like people seeking for jobs, right? I also don't know how to find jobs for them, right? So what you can do is I'm here to listen. That at least help them manage, feel better, and at least handle one aspect. Yeah.
Then which means that shout out for help.
Shout out for help. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
I think
I also want to highlight, beware of toxic positivity. So
yes.
mental health doesn't look like this. Yeah? Let's say someone who's having good mental health is not necessarily someone all the time happy, positive. Yeah. Mental health is someone who can handle both the positive, happy, and both the sadness and the stress. So be prepared to experience all that. So being mentally healthy means you know what to do when you are when you are angry. Okay, what do I do now? If you're sad, okay, how do I navigate this emotion?
Yes.
So those are some of the things that I teach in my EQ class, how to handle emotion or own thoughts and emotions so that we can continue to be rational, we can continue to be, can solve problems and make good decisions. And that's why it's one of the skills listed by World Economic Forum, skill to have in 2020, emotional intelligence. And moving forward to 2025, one of the top 10 skill is to have resilience, to ability to handle stress, and this comes from emotional intelligence. So resilience means you can have an adversity, downfall, and then you can bounce back very quickly. So resilience, yeah. Why? Because we are going through a lot of changes. Then this pandemic is just like boom, one time of like a black swan event. But after this, it could be other things. Things are continuously changing. So for example,
and be prepared.
Be prepared. So let's say today you proudly graduate. Oh, I graduated with this degree, Ivy League. Suddenly 3 years down the road, okay, sorry, no more demand for your degree. How?
Yes. The recent issues now.
Yes. So things are going to change. Jobs, even our business, Nurin. Maybe 2-3 years down the road, nobody want to listen to our life. We have to be prepared. We have to be mentally and emotionally prepared. So things are changing. So we need to be mentally, emotionally, and spiritually.
We need to have a diversity also. We have to have a diversity of talents. I mean, we might not have all the talents, but probably we could actually learn and do some research. What will be the future be like?
Yes.
And maybe after this, no more IGs. We have to learn other things, TikTok or maybe I don't know.
Don't know.
The industry, the economy, and the situation, even the illness, the sickness, the health issues are getting more complex. I would say complex, very complex.
Yes.
We don't have COVID-19 before this, and it was like 2 years. Bam! Everything is like wow. People cannot do anything, something like that.
So one of my friends posting this morning on LinkedIn, and she spoke about be prepared to see bankruptcies in this next couple of years.
Because it has been happening, it has been happening.
You know, right? It's already happening. Just last month, I was coaching a group of entrepreneurs, and one of them shared, Intan, I've been in business for 19 years. 2020.
Wow, 19 years.
19 years, 19 years, I've accumulated my wealth. 2020, everything gone zero. Can you imagine?
Serious?
Zero, Okay. That is not even included those who are losing money because of pandemic. So they're losing, and when we talk about business people, they don't lose one ringgit, 2 ringgit, by the hundreds of thousands, by millions. So this definitely will have impact on mental and emotional. So like for us, for everyday people, if you have a family member in business and this is your favorite uncle who's always, belanja us everything and being a provider in the family, If they cannot provide, please do not expect that.
Yes.
Please do not expect that, and please be okay, you know. And that, because I've seen this in family, if they're always being the provider and if they cannot provide, they feel bad. Okay, so if you are a family member, it will help by you setting the expectation and tell them it's okay. We know that the time is bad. We'll take care of everything else. So those are
Okay.
the
That's a
kind of
nice advice. Yeah. I think,
yeah.
yeah.
Be
Sometimes
prepared.
we
Don't take
expect too much.
yes. Even if your uncle or your relative still drive big car, still live in a big
Don't expect
house,
anything.
don't assume. Don't
Mm.
assume. There's no financial trouble. So we all
Yes,
have to be
correct.
prepared for that. Yeah,
Well,
and even
that's
friends. So
something to if we think about this, it's very scary. It's actually it's a
yes,
scary things that we cannot actually predict the
yes,
future, because we used to have we used to have a history that we can actually predict. Okay, the worst case scenario is the recession, no more job, but the thing is there will be rebounds and everything,
yes,
bullish, bearish, or something like that. So but
yes,
now we actually, in the financial industry, we also cannot predict. We can't predict what is going to happen, because there are some political issues, financial issues, economy, global issues, and everything.
yes.
So health issue is actually the key point. So again, we have to be prepared, and our mental need to be prepared, right?
When it
What?
mentally, emotionally, spiritually, everything.
Be prepared in mental and be prepared in physical. So in the physical part, what is your advice to us, the viewers, that what we should do in order for us to be prepared in our physical? The mental is something that you have already elaborated before.
Hmm. Hmm.
The physical part is
Okay,
what? Mm.
physical and social. Yeah, physical is stay
Physical and
active.
social, yeah, social.
Yeah, so physical is about staying active.
Mm.
Stay active. Yeah, do your exercise, do your walks, stay active. Don't stay do nothing. Yeah, even if you don't have a job or anything else, find something physical to do. The social is stay connected.
Mm.
So always talk to somebody every day. Don't uh, don't keep everything by yourself. So
Yeah,
we need
stay
as much
active is
connection.
to do something that make you happy, right? You need
As
to
long as
be
you're
happy.
yeah,
Yeah,
keep
you're
the
fit
energy
and
going,
happy.
Yeah, yeah, keep the energy going.
Yeah, okay.
It
Okay,
will help
Intan,
because this is all related. Yeah?
your last your last say for the viewers. Okay,
Um,
anyone who would like to have a any inquiries, you have a question to Miss Shaidatul, you can actually DM her,
yeah,
and you
that's
can
my
actually
IG.
just write a comment in her IGs, and maybe I can actually learn from that too.
Yes.
So last but not least, this is your last say and hope for the viewers. I mean, for Malaysia, of course.
My hope, my
Yeah,
hope
but
is
your hope and your last say.
I hope that everybody continue to support each other, like what we have
Yeah.
started, yeah, and beyond physical and uh, food supplies, beyond basic necessities, also support each other mentally and emotionally.
Mm.
So that's my hope.
Okay, then thank you, viewers.
Thank
So we
you. So it will be
wrap
my
up
on
the
our IGTV.
session.
You can watch
Okay, it will
anytime.
be in IG Intan, Syariatul Intan, and also my IG. I will repost her IGTV
Okay.
there.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, thank you guys. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Assalamualaikum.